Hey there! You might know Barak in Spanish. Our channel has over 400,000 subscribers. Well, this is the official English version. Same content, same passion. Now in your language. But we need your help to grow. Hit that subscribe button and join us on this new journey. Now, let's get back to the video. Over the last 40 years, Juventus has won 15 Scudetti, plus the 2 they were stripped off, and yet, they've only had 3 top scorers in all that time. David Trezeguet in 2002, Alessandro Del Piero in 2008, and Cristiano Ronaldo in 2021. Meanwhile, Ciro Immobile has won the Capocannoniere trophy 4 times as Serie A's top scorer, which means Immobile, all by himself, has more top scorer titles than all of Juventus strikers put together since 1985. The paradox? Immobile is a Juventus academy product. He spent 5 years at the club and played 5 professional matches, scoring 0 goals. In 2010, at age 20, he was loaned to Siena and never came back. Serge Gnabry isn't a Bayern Munich academy product, nor is he from Werder Bremen or Hoffenheim. He's from Arsenal, the club he joined at age 16, but he only got a shot in 10 Premier League matches, 3 Champions League games, 2 FA Cup appearances and 2 in the Carabao Cup. Across those 18 games between 2012 and 2015, Gnabry delivered just 1 goal and 1 assist in 872 minutes. Arsenal sold him for 5 million to Werder Bremen, and the rest is history. Gnabry has since scored 93 goals and provided 60 assists for Bayern Munich, won 6 Bundesliga titles, and was a key player in the club's 2020 treble under Hansi Flick. Instead of keeping him, Arsenal spent millions of euros on Nicola Pepe. La Masia has produced goalkeepers like Pepe Reina, Victor Valdés and Iñaki Peña, centre-backs like Carles Puyol, Gerard Piqué, Eric Garcia and Pau Cubarsí, fullbacks like Jordi Alba, Oscar Mingueza, Marc Cucurella and Alejandro Balde, defensive midfielders like Sergio Busquets, Oriol Romeu, Nico González and Omar Casado, attacking midfielders like Xavi Hernández, Andrés Iniesta, Gavi and Fermín, and forwards like Lionel Messi, Dani Olmo, Ansu Fati and Lamine Yamal. The only thing Barca doesn't produce is world-class center forwards, with one exception, Mauro Icardi. The Argentine joined La Masia at 15. He waited 3 years for a chance. At 18 he left for Sampdoria, sold for 300,000 euros. I mean, Messi and David Villa were in the first team. There was 0 chance. Shortly after, Barca spent 200,000 million euros on Alexis Sanchez, Neymar and Luis Suarez. So goals were lacking, but the 124 goals Icardi scored for Inter Milan will have been free. Well, kind of. I think that one speaks for itself. Noni Madueke is 23 and has already spent 3 seasons at Chelsea. The last one was sensational. The right winger was a key factor in Chelsea's return to the Champions League, and his performances earned him a call-up to the English national team, where he's already played 7 matches. But Madueke isn't a Chelsea academy player. He came from PSV Eindhoven, where he debuted at 17, played 80 matches, scored 20 goals and added 13 assists. But he's not a PSV product either. He came from Tottenham Hotspur, where he joined at age 12, only to be inexplicably released at 16. Since then, Spurs have signed 6 wingers: Steven Bergwijn, Brian Gill, Ivan Perisic, Brennan Johnson, Dejan Kulusevski and Wilson Odobert. They paid a total of 179 million to bring them all in, when the best one of all walked away for free. Alexandre Pato, Stefan El Shaarawy, Alessandro Matri, Mario Balotelli, Fernando Torres, Jeremy Mené, Luis Adriano, Carlos Bacca, Gianluca Lapadula, Nicola Kalinic, Fabio Borini, Andrés Silva, Patrick Cutrone, Christoph Piatek, Gonzalo Higuaín, Mario Mandzukic, Divock Origi, Luka Jovic, Álvaro Morata, Tammy Abraham, Santiago Jiménez. Aside from Olivier Giroud and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Milan's strikers have been disappointing for the last 15 years. But maybe the Rossoneri could have avoided such a sad parade if they had just known how to properly value a Gabonese kid with a never-ending name, who never even got the chance to debut in an official match for Milan, and went on to score 233 goals and deliver 57 assists across his time at Borussia Dortmund and Arsenal. Theo Hernandez was just 9 when he joined Atlético de Madrid. He spent 9 years working his way through their academy. They paid so little attention to the poor kid that they barely even took any decent photos of him. In 2015, Diego Simeone closed the door to the first team. Theo didn't even debut. He was loaned to Alaves, and that move saved his career. Simeone already had Felipe Luis and Theo's brother, Lucas Hernandez, in the left-back position. Theo did so well during that loan spell that Real Madrid triggered his release clause and brought him to the Bernabeu. Eventually, Theo became one of the world's best between 2020 and 2024, arguably the best left-back on the planet. Ironically, during all that time, left-back was Atlético Madrid's biggest weakness. Renan Lodi, Yannick Ferreira Carrasco, Reinildo, Sergio Reguilón, Rodrigo Riquelme, Samuel Lino and Javi Galán all took turns, but none could deliver the consistency they might have had with Theo Hernandez, a player Atletico never figured how to use. Declan Rice joined Chelsea at age 7 and spent 7 years in the Blues Academy until they cut him, leaving him heartbroken. At 14, he joined West Ham, made his professional debut, became a starter for England, played in 2 Euro finals, and was sold for 117 million to Arsenal, where he is now a reference point. All these years, Chelsea signed N'Golo Kanté, Ross Barkley, Danny Drinkwater, Jorginho, Mateo Kovacic, Saúl Iñiguez, Enzo Fernández, Moisés Caicedo, Diego Moreira, Romeo Lavia, and Leslie Ugachukwu, spending 546 million to replace a player they already had. Another homegrown player Chelsea failed to recognize is Michael Olise, now a Bayern Munich star. He was in the Blues Academy from age 7 to 14, and they'll just let him go. Olise moved to Manchester City, then Reading, then Crystal Palace, where he proved just how terrible Chelsea is at recognizing the talent they already have. Clearly, the club's decision makers watch football with their backs turned. Chelsea has spent 1.55 billion on transfers since just 2022. If they had simply trusted in Rice, Olise, or Jamal Musiala, they'd have a stronger squad and a lot more money in the bank. Musiala was an 8-year-old German kid when he joined Chelsea's academy and learned how to play football really well. So well, in fact, that he was selected for England in every youth level, all the way to the U21. When he turned 16, Brexit forced his mom to return to Germany. Bayern Munich jumped at the chance, signing the teenage jewel for the laughable sum of 200,000 euros. Oh, Chelsea, how easily you let him go. It was July 2019. At the time, no one paid attention to the arrival of just another kid at Bayern's academy, and no one could have guessed that just 11 months later, Musiala will debut for the first team at 17, breaking Roque Santa Cruz's record as the youngest player in Bayern Munich history. Manchester City also lets go a lot of homegrown talent: Cole Palmer, Jadon Sancho, Brahim Diaz, Morgan Rogers, Liam Delap. But there's a key difference. In most cases they sold them for a good money, not out of ignorance or negligence, but because even if they were good, they had no room in a team with the standards and depth of Pep Guardiola's. But Jeremy Frimpong? They seriously underestimated him. He joined City at 9 and left at 19, never once being called up to the first team. With Joao Cancelo and Kyle Walker, they felt no need for right backs. City sold Frimpong to Celtic in 2019 for 380,000 million. Now, 5 years later, Frimpong is about to make his Premier League debut with Liverpool, filling in for the injured Trent Alexander-Arnold. Manchester City? They were left without right backs and had to improvise with Mateus Nunes all season. And it didn't work. In 2014, Arsenal got tired of Wojciech Szczesny and signed a new starting goalkeeper, Colombia's David Ospina, fresh off of a World Cup run in Brazil. At the time, Arsenal had a relatively unknown Argentine keeper, 22 years old, who had spent 2 years with the U21s and had been loaned out to 4th Division Oxford United, and then to 2nd Division Sheffield Wednesday. Emiliano Martínez returned from loan and became Arsenal's third-choice keeper for the 2014-2015 season, behind Ospina and Szczesny. He played 5 matches. The following year, Arsenal brought in the most handsome goalkeeper in the world and sent Martinez back to the 2nd Division, this time to Rotherham, then Wolves. In 2016, he returned again as third choice, now behind Sech and Ospina. He played 5 more matches under Arsene Wenger. The next season, loan again, this time to Getafe. He came back, and Arsenal was still looking for a keeper. They signed Bernd Leno from Germany. Martinez went on loan again, to Reading, his 6th club. In 2019, at 27, Arsenal finally gave him a shot as Leno's backup. That season, Dibu shined in 8 Premier League games, 6 Europa League, 6 FA Cup and 2 Carabao Cup appearances, and was finally sold to Aston Villa. Arsenal? They kept searching. Brought in Aaron Ramsdale, then David Raya. They spent 109 million on Ospina, Sech, Leno, Ramsdale, Matt Turner and Raya, while their own academy product became the best goalkeeper in the world, not just for 1 season, but for 2. Achraf Hakimi made his name at Borussia Dortmund, reached the lead with Inter Milan, perfected himself as the best right back in the world at Paris Saint-Germain. But he's a Real Madrid product. He joined Valdebebas in 2006 at age 7. Hakimi spent 12 years in Madrid's academy. His final season, 2017-2018, he made 17 appearances for Zidane's first team before being sold to Dortmund. Sure, Madrid chose Dani Carvajal, but since showing Hakimi the door in 2018, Carvajal has made 153 games due to injury, and Lucas Vázquez wasn't the answer. Neither was Álvaro Odriozola. We don't know how Trent Alexander-Arnold's story will end, but we do know what Real Madrid lost. Samuel Eto'o was 15 when Real Madrid brought him from Cameroon. Between 1998 and 2000, he played 7 matches for a grand total of 195 minutes, 0 goals, 0 assists. Eventually, Eto'o went on to score 424 goals and register 124 assists, most of them in a Barcelona jersey. With Barca, he won 3 La Liga titles, 2 Champions League, a Copa del Rey, and a Pichichi trophy.